Hello everyone and welcome to my craft room. I'm Leo from inkymemories.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in South Wales, and today on this simple Saturday stamping video we're going to be looking at some products from the Sale-A-Bration brochure that is now live and using those to make a really cute and quick card. So if you haven't seen my previous video about Sale-A-Bration, it is basically the greatest sale that Stampin' Up has throughout the year, and this year we're doing it twice. We're doing it from January 5th to February 28th, and we're going to be doing this again in July to August with all new products again. So with Sale-A-Bration, there's a couple of different offers. You have offers for shopping, for hosting a party or collecting orders, and also offers for joining Stampin' Up as a demonstrator. And the products that I'm going to be showing you today are from this brochure. So the first one is this Punch Party stamp set. Now this is designed to coordinate with a number of different punches that Stampin' Up currently offer. So this image here coordinates with the postage stamp punch. You have these two ovals from the new ovals punch, and then you have this lovely heart from the heart punches as well. And then there are a number of different sentiments that fit into those different borders. Now this stamp set is available if you host a party or collect orders or just order yourself for a large amount. So on page 16 to 17 in your Sale-A-Bration brochure you will see the host option here and the free stamp set. So you can earn this if you have an order that totals £275 or more, and you'll earn this free along with your stamping rewards. So you'll get 12% in stamping rewards as well to spend on any other products that you want. Now the other things I'm going to be using today are some designer series paper that are from the join offer. So currently if you join Stampin' Up as a demonstrator and join my team of Inklings, you get to have an extra 5 packs of designer series paper completely free of charge. And the designer series paper that you get, as you can probably see here, covers every single colour in our colour collections at the moment. So you'll get a stack of subtles, neutrals, regals, brights and the in colours for 2020 to 2022. I have 2 of the stacks here to show you. So you get 40 sheets of paper. Yes, 40 sheets of paper in each stack, and like I said you get 5 of these, 1 in each of the colour collections, and we're going to be using some of this designer series paper in our project today. So those are the 2 products that we're going to be using. If you don't currently have a demonstrator and you're based in the UK and you'd like a copy of the brochure and the current catalogues, there will be a link in the description box below for you where you can request those, and I will get them straight out into the post for you. So let us get started. I have all of my pieces pre-cut as this is a simple Saturday video today. So the card base that I have here is in So Saffron, and this is just a standard sheet of A4 cut in half. So this is 14.85 by 21 centimeters, and I've scored it up the middle at 10.5. I have a piece of very vanilla cardstock for the inner mat for my card, and this is 13.35 by 9. I then have a piece of designer series paper from the Subtles stack. Again, this is in So Saffron, and this is also 13.35 by 9. And then I have a couple of scrappy pieces. So I've got a piece of scrap very vanilla, and then 2 more pieces of that designer series paper in Highland Heather and Pear Pizzazz. So I'm going to start with a little bit of stamping. The sentiment that I've chosen to go with today is this one down here. So it says, sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. And this would be a lovely sentiment for birthdays, for anniversaries, a wedding card even. So lots of different things you can use that one for. And I'm going to pop it into the postage stamp rectangle up here. So I've got my punch in order to punch these out. And I have my stamps already mounted onto blocks here. So the ink that I'm going to use, I've picked 2 of the colours that I've gone with. So I've got So Saffron and Highland Heather to work with today. And I'm going to punch, I'm going to stamp the outside sort of image for my postage stamp first of all. And I'm going to do that in So Saffron. So cracking open my ink pad here. I'm just going to take my stamp and lightly tap it onto the surface of the ink so I get some nice even ink coverage all over my stamp. And then I'm just going to stamp this straight down onto my cardstock. So just push straight down and then lift straight back up, and there I have my stamped border image. Close this ink up, I'm not going to need that for a moment, and I'm going to bring back in my Highland Heather ink. So I've gone for a little bit of I guess, clashing colours today. So I've stuck with the one colour family. So I've chosen the Subtles colour family to use for this particular card today, and just picked a couple of different colours that will work nicely together but aren't necessarily within the same sort of vein or colours that you would normally perhaps put together. So again, I've just inked up my stamp. I'm just going to stamp this into the centre of that border that we already stamped. There we go. So that is my sentiment stamped for the front of the card. Now I do have another little stamp that I've pulled out of the stamp set here. So it's this tiny little flower image, which is super tiny, just down here at the bottom of the stamp set. Hopefully you can see that there. And I'm just going to pop a couple of these on the inside of the card. I don't like to leave that without any images at all if I can avoid it. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these just on the inside of the card. Just like so. Fairly subtle and simple, but just a little something to go on the inside as well. Obviously you can add more if you wanted to add a specific sentiment to tailor it to your event, then you can absolutely do that. So now that I have my stamping done, I'm going to grab my punch and punch out the stamped image first of all. So I'm going to line this up carefully. You will notice that the sort of little notches around the edge do fit perfectly in with the stamped image. Just punch that through. So there is our first piece for the front. And I'm going to punch out just this simple punched shape from my designer series paper as well. So one in the Highland Heather colour and one in Pear Pizzazz as well. I don't think, no, I'm going to have to go this way with this one. Okay, so there are my pieces for the front of my card. So then it's time to assemble. So I'm going to take my card base and fold along the score line and just burnish that with a bone folder. This just helps to reinforce the fold and keep your card nicely folded for the recipient. And I'm going to add my inner mat with some liquid glue. So with this, I'm just going to run a nice thin bead of glue. She says this one might be empty. Give it a shake, let's just double check. No, definitely nothing coming out of that one. Okay, time to grab a new one. Thankfully I always have a spare on hand. So take two. I'm just going to add a thin bead of glue around the edge of my cardstock here. And then just a little bit across the middle. I'm going to pop that into place in the centre of my card. And since it is liquid glue, I can move that around for a few seconds if I don't get it quite in the right place first time. And I'm going to add the designer series paper to the outside of my card in exactly the same way. So again, just a thin bead of glue around the edge and a little bit across the middle. And pop that onto the front of my card. Once you're happy with the positioning, just smooth that into place. And then I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon. So I have here this gorgeous, very vanilla lace trim. It's so pretty and delicate, really nice ribbon. I'm just going to snip myself a little piece of this. And I always like to cut my ribbons at an angle. It helps to stop them fraying or sort of distorting too much on the front of your card. I'm just going to do this as a really simple sort of swag across the front of my card. So just a 3 sort of strand swag like so. And to glue this down, I'm actually just going to make this really simple and use some stamping seal. So I'm going to put a couple of little stripes of the adhesive onto the front of my card. This is all going to get hidden by the punched pieces, so don't panic. And then I'm just literally going to do that triple swag across that adhesive, so just pressing the ribbon into that to hold it in place, like so. And then I'm going to add on my punched pieces. I'm going to use dimensionals for this, so I'm going to flip all of these over I'm going to start with my pear pizzazz piece. That's going to be the base piece here. So a couple of dimensionals on there. I'm just going to peel the backs off and pop this one into place, and I want this to go just towards the bottom here. And then this piece I'm going to put over the top like so. So I want to put a dimensional just at the one sort of end of this. I don't want it to go over the other sort of punched piece that I've already put into place. So I'm just going to put a dimensional here at the top and then layer this over the top of the piece I've already put down. And then my sentiment is going to sit across the edge of the two. So I want to make sure I have a dimensional just in this corner, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of liquid glue on the top corner just to hold it in place. So first of all, one dimensional in this corner. Had to double check that then. And then a little bit of liquid glue just across this corner. You don't need a lot of this, it's literally just to hold it in place. Take the back off the dimensional, and then I'm going to position this over the edge of the other two punched pieces that I have, just like so. And that is my incredibly easy for today simple Saturday project using the Punch Party stamp set and the designer series paper from the Sale-A-Bration joining offer. Now of course with simple Saturday projects I always like to make an alternate version, so I used the other couple of the other stamps. So I used the heart punch this time and a different sentiment, and this time I've used the Brights designer series paper to make a completely different looking card with a very similar sort of theme to it. And those are my projects for today. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel so that you're notified every time I post a new project. All of the products that I've shown you today are available through my store with Stampin' Up, and there'll be a link to that in the description box below for you so you can shop those directly. Like I said, if you would like a catalogue, pop me a message using the link below in the description and I'll be happy to get those out into the post for you. If you would like to get hold of this gorgeous design series paper on all 5 stacks of this, which I should also mention isn't actually available to buy yet, these designs of designer series paper will be coming out with our new annual catalogue in June of this year. So if you join during January or February, you're getting a fantastic deal. Like I said, those 5 stacks of paper, which are worth roughly £50 on their own and are not yet currently available, and you'll be able to continue using those for the next 18 months on your project. They'll be current for that time. And like I said, with the joining offer you get to pick £130 worth of any products in the catalogues, and you only pay £99 and you get free shipping on that too. So it is always the best offer in the catalogue. I would always highly recommend it if you do have an order that's over £100. If you want any more information on that, contact me using the link in the description below and I'd be happy to help you out with that. Thank you again for joining me today in my craft room. I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.